Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Weiner, W-E-I-N-E-R, Democratic Member of Congress, representing Brooklyn and Queens, and a member of the Judiciary Committee. I'm joined by Elliot Zweig, E-L-L-I-O-T, Z-W-E-I-G. He's the Director of New York Operations for the Middle East Media Research Institute. When Faisal Shahzad attempted to blow up Times Square not long ago, he said in his testimony to police that he had been influenced by the writings of Anwar al-Awlaki. He is not the only one. When we did research on al-Awlaki on the internet, which was not very difficult to do, we found that over 700 videos of this man were available on YouTube alone, with combined views of over 3.5 million. This is not a run-of-the-mill person posting cute cat pictures or pictures of a sporting event or a music video. This is someone who is spreading the worst type of hate, and someone who has a record of actually inciting to terrorism. The 9/11 hijackers said that they had been mentored by this terrorist. The Fort Hood shooter said that he had attended many of the sermons that this man has given, and also had said that he was influenced in his attack on Fort Hood. The Christmas Day bomber met with this person. Well, frankly, the way that this information is being disseminated around the internet is on YouTube. There are other sites as well, but YouTube is the one where he's making his most inroads. Today I am calling upon YouTube and their parent company, Google, to take down these videos. If you were to post copyrighted materials from Jon Stewart, it would probably be taken down in about 30 minutes. This guy has his videos repeated again and again and again, despite the long history of his writings and his preaching being used to incite to terrorism. I understand that speech on the internet is a complex issue. I believe that Google and YouTube are trying to do the right thing, wrestling with these issues. But this is a bright line test. This is someone who is clearly using the service to spread hate and doing it effectively. He has followers, 3.5 million views, 700 videos. It's about time that it ends. Every single day someone clicks on one of these videos, it is a potential terrorist learning to hate. We have to make sure that that doesn't continue to happen. Let me reiterate that there are clear free speech issues at play on the internet. That is not what this is about. This is about a corporate citizen, Google, saying we're going to do the right thing to protect our other customers who are not terrorists. And we also know something else. This is not idle ramblings. This is not an insignificant person in Al-Qaeda. It's not an insignificant person in our war against terrorism. This person is very important. He's on the short list of U.S. citizens that has specifically been targeted for killing or capture by our government. If that isn't evidence enough that these videos should be taken down, I don't know what is. This research was done by and large by the Middle East Media Research Institute. Every day they do what we can, which is have their men and women go through, look at the internet to see what danger lurks there. They helped do this research, and I want to thank them very much for doing so, and introduce their Director of New York Operations.
Thank you, Congressman. Good afternoon. My name is Elliot Zweig, and I'm the Director of New York Operations for MEMRI, the Middle East Media Research Institute. MEMRI is a Washington, D.C.-based nonprofit organization that seeks to bridge the language gap between the Middle East and the West by monitoring, translating, and analyzing primary source material from Arabic, Farsi, Turkish, Urdu, and Pashto, and making it available in English and 9 other languages. MEMRI provides these translations and analyses free of charge to the U.S. military, government, intelligence agencies, law enforcement bodies, including the NYPD, as well as media, academia, and the interested public at large. As part of our mission, MEMRI has for years been monitoring websites that recruit terrorists, trade training tips, propagandize, and otherwise serve the interests of terrorist entities throughout the world. Successive U.S. government reports have labeled these websites and videos the source of homegrown terrorism in the West, and a primary factor in the continuing threat against the U.S. homeland and against American troops serving in Afghanistan. Over the years that MEMRI has been following this issue, the nature of online terrorist communications has changed. Whereas terrorist organizations used to spread their message on websites that they administer, This avenue has been largely discarded due to research by memory of successful efforts by Western intelligence agencies to infiltrate and disrupt these communications. Now, individual terrorists and organizations have turned to social media, and nowhere more than to YouTube. Memory has been studying this shift for several years. You can read the reports on our website, www.memri.org. During this time, we've reached out to YouTube on numerous occasions with specific documented examples of terrorist usage of their services. We've also followed YouTube's protocols of flagging videos and flagging objectionable content. On almost no occasion has YouTube responded with action. We appreciate Congressman Weiner's attention to this important issue, and we hope that YouTube will address the fact that terrorists are relying on their service. We hope that YouTube will exercise corporate responsibility and a concern for American safety, and will work with us to end this danger. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me just add one thing before we take questions. There's no doubt in the 3.5 million views, not every single person that clicks these videos means harm to the United States or means to become a terrorist. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are just curious. But we do have to recognize and understand that the evidence exists that this person has real influence. You know, I spoke to some of the brass at Google yesterday. They said they're going to take a look at what we've compiled with the help of memory. I think that they have an opportunity now to try to get this right. I believe they want to. I believe they are wrestling with legitimate issues, and I believe, as they say in their policy, that they want to be notified when there's objectionable material. This, ladies and gentlemen, is about as objectionable as material can get on the internet. This is something that should be taken down. If they have any sense of corporate responsibility, which I suspect they do, they will immediately do it. We have already seen real terrorist attacks that have been influenced by his teachings. There's no way that YouTube or any other social media outfit should be facilitating it.